Ladies and gentlemen,
Ron and Fez on Raw Dog.
Sirius XM.
Comedy hits. Channel 99.
Yeah, but it's the Ron and Fez show. Look who was here. It was the breakout star of Moon Tower. Everybody was talking about your set down there, by the way.
I mean, that's one of those things where I don't ever believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are messing with me when they tell me good job.
I read on the Interbang, it was the industry buzz. Everyone's like, what, this kid, he's popping.
Oh!
He's popping.
That was, I have to give all my thanks to Hannibal Buress for letting me open for him in front of a theater full of great comedy fans.
Yeah, that's always fun, right?
Yeah. Oh, my God. It was one of those things where after the show, you're like, all right, well, all the other shows can suck.
Yeah.
Because this one was, a packed Paramount Theater.
Well, last time I think we saw each other was at that Voss and Bonnie thing, and then
Yeah.
they're doing another one. You're replaced and I'm replaced.
Yeah, we're replaceable. How messed up is that?
What they just said, and I go, why aren't Soder and I coming back? And they said, I guess fell short is the best way to put it. And I thought you killed,
right.
and
I thought you were phenomenal.
Yeah.
So this bullshit that Rich and Bonnie are replacing us.
I mean, I'm signing shit for fucking 2 hours after the show.
You know what we should do?
Yeah.
Let's go find another celebrity comedy couple and do the same thing, but with them.
Do we got another one out there?
Who's another comedy couple that we can...
Well, there's Tom Segura, Christina
Perfect.
Pajitsky.
I love Segura. I would be honored
Perfect.
to open their show.
All right, let them know the good news.
Yeah, you
full
let 'em know.
package. We got a full package. We've got an opening comic and a celebrity guest marriage counselor.
Ron, I would go as far as to say is we are the David Lee Roth of that Van Halen.
I like what you're saying there.
And their new replacement's a simple Sammy Hagar.
I even got a better idea now.
Yeah.
Because it's, this is the fucking 90s and there's changes happening all the time. What I want to do it is with a gay couple.
Oh, that's progressive.
Michael Sam is with a little white guy, which...
Oh, just a little tiny piece of... No, not a fan? More in the biracial than the homosexuality?
Yeah,
of
biracial
course.
bothers me.
I draw the line somewhere, too.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I know Michael Sam is always fucking teasing him about dick size. I know he's just fucking laying his hog out right and fucking wrapping it around that little white dick. Like this.
Do you think that's Do you think that's how they solve arguments?
Yeah.
He just slowly goes for his zipper?
I think he just grabs his
He's
throat.
like, I told you, the sconces can't be. And he's like, hey.
Yeah.
I just assume he does his black guy voice.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
That's a good black guy voice. I got a little scared.
Hey, man.
We were just talking about the cupcake, which I believe was a marketing incident, by the way. That, I'll make out with you while we eat a cupcake together.
Is that what they did?
Yeah.
Oh, it was the cake, I thought. Was it cake or was it
He
actual
rubbed
cupcake?
the cupcake in his face, and then they start to lick it off each other nice and slow.
I'm not against... there it is.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Now you're going too over the top.
Right.
Now it's becoming wedding celebration.
Yeah.
He looks like if they casted a black dude to play Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
In a buyout.
He's got the red shirt
Yeah,
there too,
he's
and the
got the
black
red
hat.
Nike shirt
It's
on.
Sunday.
To me, right
It's
now,
Sunday the Masters.
he looks like Ray Lewis and the guy Ray Lewis killed.
Ray Lewis and his victim
Yeah.
kissing.
Well, as soon as this was happening, I'm calling my dad on the phone. My dad's 87. So, change comes slow to him. He watches Fox News 14 hours a day.
Would that make his ears bleed?
Yeah. Well, I was actually going, their balls are touching. I think their balls are touching.
I always like when the people in the media take this clip and they're just so incensed by it.
Yeah.
You're like, what the? It's not even that big of a deal.
Right.
I think the cupcake's only offensive to diabetics.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that written for you?
Yes.
Good stuff. He's got a writer today, and I'm really like to keep up for it. Yeah.
That's a fast writer.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
He's just churning
That's
stuff
cigars
out.
and scotch. That was his two hobbies. But here's the beauty of this. We don't even know if this guy's going to play. We don't know if he's going to
trust
make
me.
the team.
As a 49er fan, I watch the Rams play twice a year. They play the 49ers, they'll play. They do have actually on the St. Louis Rams the son of professional wrestler Animal from the Road Warriors, whose shirt I'm wearing right now.
Sure.
James
What a
Laurinaitis.
rush.
James Laurinaitis. He plays linebacker for the St. Louis Rams.
Now, well, you're a sports guy. You understand sports. 49ers, is the window closing? They got that Eagles thing of
we're
coming close?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We're close to being the new Eagles.
And that's a tough place to be.
I think this is the last year where we make a push.
When they almost fired the coach last year,
I
I'm
think
like,
there's too much.
They didn't almost fire him. That's the media getting bored during the off season and creating some bullshit that's not really there. Trent Baalke came out and said, "We're working on his contract. The trade to the Browns was never a real thing."
Now, let me say, I say that you're nervous because you're the media, but I also want to say this is another reason why I love Dan Stoder. And yeah, I said it, one guy about another, because if Jerry would have said this to me, he would have went like this: Ron, I understand what you're saying, and I like what you're saying, and I think in many ways you are right. But Soder just cut bullshit.
Yeah, you know what it is, and I said this in a bar one time to a lady while I was screaming at her because she was a Seahawks fan.
Well, that's acceptable.
But she said, "Do you have any ration in your brain? Do you have any rational thought?" And I said, "This is football. You leave the rationality and outside. When I'm cheering for my team, it's just blind, dumb loyalty."
Well, sure, that's good. See, there I did it again.
Yeah, you did it
I
again.
said it again.
That's a great way to be.
That's my thing.
That's a great way to be.
But he has to do that as a sports reporter because because you got to understand, these guys can't be dicks because they have to get interviews with athletes, so they can't paint themselves.
See, I grew up a Philadelphia fan, so we expect the worst. I think Cleveland understands where we come from.
Cleveland's on such a different level of being ready to be disappointed.
Yeah.
They're almost like a porn fetish that you didn't know existed. That's
Cleveland
how bad
fans.
it's been.
We talked to a Cleveland Browns fan that is selling his fandom, his loyalty.
Is that from Cigars and Scotch?
No, that's from me. That's on eBay.
That was so great, and then you're back to doing that. Just go for the swing the fucking hammer.
Just play the hits.
Blind
play the fucking hits.
Blind loyalty really works best in sports and politics.
That's
Okay,
good.
there it is.
I like that.
Here's the late one. There won't be a son of Michael Sam.
I like that.
Fucking great.
That's a great joke.
Wordplay.
Well, wordplay is to me the perfect wit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the perfect.
It's there.
So you think Niners are done?
I don't think they're done. I think there's a cracks in the front office, which is going to lead to
done.
bad things in
Why
the
don't you just say
organization.
they're done? Let Dan know.
I
he's in
think
for a
Dan's
bad
right.
season.
They got a year to get it together, but after this, not
Are they
yet.
going to
What
lock
do
up
you
the quarter
think-
QB though?
I think
the
Kaepernick
rapist?
is falling off. I think his offseason.
No, forget that. The rapist stuff that he did.
He didn't do anything. He kissed a girl. She got naked, went into his bed. He left knowing the situation was going to get bad.
Yeah.
And then she went and called the police and said she was Jesus and wouldn't leave the hotel. This is a crazy groupie.
But
I want the Niners to be the new bad guys of the NFL.
But here's the thing.
Fuck everybody.
I thought they always were. I thought Joe Montana was the fucking bad guy. Of the
That
NFL.
soft white hair of Bill Walsh. That grandpa look of George Seifert.
Bill Walsh and Seifert both look like they were ready to just fly the Starship Enterprise out of it.
I know.
They were like above it all.
I loved it. I loved it. It was the closest to male influence in my life I had growing up.
Well, Joe Montana, still.
Greatest of all time.
And we say he's the greatest of all time because he won 4 games.
4-0.
That makes someone the greatest of all time. So all the fighting that we ever do about stats and if let's say Joe Montana was drafted by Buccaneers, would we be saying he was the greatest of all time?
Probably not.
No.
And yet, that's what makes you the greatest of all time. Timing. Being at the right place, the right time.
That draft, the Bucks had picked the first quarterback in the draft, the throwing Samoan.
Yeah.
Jack Thompson.
That's true.
That could have been Joe Montana.
Second greatest quarterback of all time.
Not only that, but if you watch the 30 for 30 documentary, Elway to Marino, they did a small part where you realize when the Colts had Elway, they contacted Bill Walsh and the 49ers and discussed trading Elway for Montana. Greatest line in the history of sports, for me at least. Bill Walsh called him back 10 minutes later and said, "I'm not done winning Super Bowls with this guy." And then he went and won 2 more.
Now you got Kaepernick running the Georgie Porgy offense. Kiss the girls and make them cry.
Yeah, it's a good one. They're a little weaker.
All right.
But here's the thing, though. My favorite part of that 30 for 30 is that Marino cried before he went out and talked to the press. He actually went upstairs, threw up, and cried because he was fucking picked so late.
Oh my God! Yeah, one bad season in Pittsburgh, and all of a sudden he falls to the last pick of the first round.
Now, for me, that's the best arm I've ever seen in my life.
I think the greatest, I forgot who's, and you probably know who said it, but my favorite thing I've ever heard about who's the greatest quarterback of all time, someone said, if I need a quarterback for a season, I take Marino. If I need a quarterback for a game, I take Elway. If I need a quarterback for the fourth quarter, I take Joe Montana. And I thought that was like my favorite way of summing it up because it made Montana look the coolest.
Yeah, he's Joe Cool. And yet, not cool at all in real life.
Don't say that.
It's true. There's nothing.
Oh, he's kind of a dork.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
I can't speak against the Notre Dame guy.
No,
so
I guess.
I'm on mute. I'm on mute now.
I think it was Artie who came up with the football smart thing, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And in the same way, I think he's football cool, but not a guy who, if he came in here, we would be like, oh, I want him to be cooler.
Well,
Joe Namath, on the other time, real cool.
Well, Joe Namath is the cool. He was the Hendrix of the NFL.
Yeah.
He just did so much cool shit besides, he didn't die. But
right.
But it's, Montana, the most disappointed I've been in Joe Montana was never a football game. It's when he took over broadcasting on NBC. And I was like, come on, Joe.
Yeah.
Show a little life, buddy.
So the Skechers ads are they're not worse than
that's
that.
long gone. That's long. The NBC was the first disappointment. Actually, the Chiefs trade was the worst, and then NBC, then the Skechers ad.
But I think no matter what you're doing, if you can't get to sleep at night and you're sitting there thinking about being a quarterback before you fucking drift off, it's Montana. You'd be stupid to be thinking of anyone else. What do I want to be? Brett Favre throwing the ball like an idiot?
I'm a Jeff George guy. I just want to be a journeyman with a strong arm.
He does have a gun. He did have a gun.
And he got lots of money.
Lots of money.
Number one pick.
They kept bringing him back. He was like the share of the NFL.
Yeah.
He kept coming back on
Play for the Raiders.
Yeah, one night only. I'm trying to think, if you could go best losing quarterback, who would you be?
Best losing quarterback.
Do you go Jim Kelly? Do you go Bernie Kosar?
I'm going to take it all the way back and just only based on a picture, Y.A. Tittle.
That's a 49er too.
Well, he was a giant in that picture.
He was a giant in the picture.
But that thing that you're so beat down that you're being carried out. You know what I mean? Like Spider Rico. You got your... Because I think you want to really go down hard. I couldn't be Jim Kelly. And
it's got to be too heartbreaking.
It's too heartbreaking.
What about Kosar?
But this is the thing that bothered me about Jim Kelly. I saw him after one of the losses. He came to a gig that I was doing in Florida. We were doing a big thing on the beach, and he looked fine, and he was partying, and he was meeting chicks, and it made a lot of us like a little pissed off. Because we're like, doesn't this hurt enough for you?
You know what, though? Elway got that flack in Denver after losing 4 Super Bowls. And when they went through the whole Wade Phillips era, I remember being a kid in Denver, and all the complaints were that Elway, like, if they saw him out having dinner, they were like, how are you having dinner?
Yeah.
You've lost 3 Super Bowls. And he was like, I don't know. I'm a normal person.
Yeah.
I love Jim Kelly. I love I think he deserves more because the Bills franchise, they blew. They were the Browns. They were the current day Browns.
Yeah, but look how many great players were around them, too.
But he showed up, and I remember him in the Meadowlands and Klecko.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
You bring up
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry. Well, thank you for stopping me. Now I'll stop it. But I fucking love it. I just love that fiery aspect. I don't think there's a quarterback that turned around a franchise more than him.
Any day you want, I'll have Klecko fight him, and it'll be over fucking fast.
Klecko fighting
Joe
Kelly.
Klecko is from the Highland Gardens in Chester, PA. He'll fucking fight anybody anytime. Any fucking time.
That's what you're talking about. You're talking about PA quartardbacks, though. You got Marino, you got Montana, you got Kelly.
Boy, these are all terrible.
No, he's from...
no, Kelly's from PA. Yeah.
Western.
They're all
PA.
Western PA. It's all that. There's a bunch of Western PA
that coal
guys.
miner grit.
It's like being from Ohio, but you can read. That's the fucking thing. All right, man, the losing quarterback thing is awful.
Losing quarterback.
It's an awful thing to even think about.
Yeah, but it's fun to go into because you could even go McNabb.
Oh,
but I mean, all that Campbell
I'd
soup
kill
money.
myself if I was
Would
McNabb.
you?
Yes.
I think I don't know, man. I think Boomer.
Boomer's pretty.
You get your
he's
heart
up
broken.
there.
You get your heart broken twice.
And he should have won that fucking game. No one ever brings that up.
The 88?
Yeah. He should have
Yeah.
won that game.
88 was that was a big year. Go Niners.
I think Boomer might be the thing. Might be Boomer.
You think Boomer's the top?
Yeah.
I think I think Jim Kelly.
Wow.
4 in a row. You're talking 4 straight years of having your heart broke at the last game of the season. Also by Troy Aikman twice. You gotta hate that.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to say it. Here's why I don't want to be.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but it's too sad.
Yeah.
That is
Too
sad.
sad.
So Dan's just piling
Jesus.
on.
Yeah.
Piling on.
Oh, God. I think
He'll win this one, though. He'll win this one.
Fuck, Ron, you're one of my favorites.
You know,
just gives a shit like that. You're one of my favorites.
Neil
you know
O'Donnell. Neil O'Donnell.
Neil O'Donnell.
That's a
You're
good
talking
call.
Larry Brown, pick 6, snap that man's heart. But I don't think Neil O'Donnell in my mind is the same class as like Jake Delhomme, where it's heartbreaking. But I mean, you're right. Neil O'Donnell did throw that pick 6 to Larry Brown to end it.
And blame the receiver.
Ow! I forgot he did that.
Yeah. He ran the wrong route.
You know what? Here's I was doing an unmasked one time. We were talking about Marino, and I saw Marino come through the lobby here. He was doing something, and he went over to the steps and looked up at him, and then didn't take the steps. Went over and talked to the elevator. And I just saw him shuffling. I'm like, why can't my body be like that? Why couldn't I have destroyed myself through sports that I can't walk up steps to Fez takes every fucking day, even after 8 heart attacks?
Yeah, you're right. That's like the destruction that he took.
You would love to have that kind of limp. You know?
That's such. I remember
Yeah.
being a little kid and thinking that limp was like that
Yeah.
old athlete.
Yeah,
it's
it's
also
great.
a war vet. That's like a war vet
Yeah.
athlete limp. I don't know.
Yeah. I remember we had like our Little League version of football we were at, and Chuck McDerrick, who was an old Philadelphia Eagle, came. He was a guy that hit Frank so fucking hard that he put him in a coma. Frank.
Yeah, they thought they killed Frank Gifford.
Don't they have an award for him in college football because of how
The Bednarik.
Yeah, the Bednarik Award.
He came out and spoke to us, and all of our dads were like thrilled, and we didn't know what the fuck we were looking at. And all he did is just showed us how his fingers were broken. He would just take different things. See what happens when you play the game and you give it everything. And we're like 8.
But
and we're
that's
like,
a total
Yeah.
different NFL. That's guys
Yeah.
selling cars in the off season
Yeah.
and like having beers with fans after the games. Like
Yeah.
it's like that's like the whole Plimpton Paper Lions thing.
Yep.
Like those guys
Yeah.
were professional wrestlers,
Right.
In their off season.
The bad boys, the Flyers, when they were the Broad Street bullies, they would tell people, "Here's the bars we're going to in Jersey after the game."
Oh, that's awesome.
And so people could show up and buy them drinks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they were like, "We're going to get there. Make sure we got plenty of people to buy us beers."
That accessibility to athletes was, that was such, I think, a great time for sports because I think in a lot of ways that cemented the reason why athletes get so much money now.
Yeah.
Was because back then they were like, I love this guy. I drank beers with him. My parents used to go out. They were friends with a offensive lineman from the Vikings that my dad grew up with in Oakland. And whenever they'd come back and play the Niners, my parents would just go out drinking with like Fran Tarkington and like all these Vikings. Fran wasn't around. It was other guys, but like the whole line. They'd go drinking with the O-line in San Francisco. That never happens.
No.
One of my best friends I grew up with is the receivers coach for the Cleveland Browns, and I barely have met any NFL players through him. And he's a coach. And I'm like,
And even he doesn't get to talk to those guys.
he's like,
after
I don't
practice.
know. Yeah,
That's bigger than life.
yeah, once they're gone, they're gone. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah, that was that accessibility that I think fans wish they had now, but we don't deserve it now
No.
because people would just be fucking rude. You know what I mean? They'd be like, "You suck," and
But I
don't
think
they
some
did
of it
that
has
back
to
in the
do
day.
is because they make so much money. Like back there, you would be like, when they used to call the Dodgers the bums. They meant it as these are our bums. These are our guys. We live and die with them. You weren't looking at someone who lived in a castle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So back then, even the sports writers liked them more because the players were getting maybe $5,000 more a year than the guys that were reporting. So they got along with them. They understood each other. Now, if you hear about someone getting $10-15 million a year, you're like, how can you not win, fuckface? How are you tired? Like you brought up McNabb, he makes me sick because he fucking was blown up in that fourth quarter.
He was walking during a 2-minute drill.
What are you fucking mouth breathing for?
What a hunk of shit.
Fucking life was for this.
He might as well. Did he? I could be wrong, but did he or did he not put his hands above his head?
Yeah.
So like the gym class, chubby kid running around the track.
Open up the lungs. Open up the lungs.
Donovan, put your hands above your head. He's like, I don't want to do this.
You can still hang out with sports stars as long as you're working as a stripper.
That's true. That is true.
All right. That's all right.
Here's Mark. Mark, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Ronnie.
Yeah.
The strongest arm, I think, in the history of the NFL was Doug Williams of the old Tampa Bay Bucks.
And the Redskins.
Bounce passes off receivers' chest 30 yards downfield.
I got to disagree and say Elway.
Elway's it was a real fucking gun.
Elway had a cannon. Doug Williams did have a cannon. But I think Elway is like, didn't he break receivers' hands?
Favre did that. They'd break their fingers, too.
Well, Favre would just fling anything.
No, but he was hitting linemen in the hands. Marino actually threw a football like it was a baseball, though.
Marino had the release that was just like insane. But I think now we're getting into this is a tough territory because I think to be an NFL quarterback you have to have a fucking cannon.
Unless you're Chad Pennington.
Yeah, and then you just toss. Well, I love that Randy Moss one time in an interview tried complimenting Chad Pennington, but actually nailed how shitty of a quarterback he was. But he was like, man, when I was at Marshall, that was like catching rolls of toilet paper. And you're like, well, it kind of was, because he was just floating them up there. And then letting the other teams come down with it.
Now the strong arm player in the NFL is Aaron Hernandez.
There it is. Kaepernick's got a gun. I like that.
He's a baseball guy, right?
But he doesn't have touch passes. That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's why he can't do that over the shoulder. Hence why we didn't win the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship game.
All right, there's a piece up on the iBang that's going around that for some reason Miley Cyrus has put out, and now Seth Rogen is answering to, because people were saying that her left knee looks like Seth Rogen. And I'm trying to find this.
I see it.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Can you make it out?
Yeah.
How?
All right, here, use the mouse to...
Yeah, use the mouse to point it out to us.
All right. So here's...
Do you have a laser pen?
Here's the hair. You got the hair,
I
right?
know you put that in front of it, Chris, so we can't see it.
There we go.
All right, the hair. You're almost saying Jufro.
The hair, you have the hair.
Doing that, yeah.
All right, you got the knife.
Holy shit, I see it.
Yeah, right?
Oh, wow.
And then there's the eyes.
Yeah.
Eyes. The nose might be a little bulbous.
It looks like he's got glasses on.
Yeah. The nose could be a little, but you got a nice little pronounced chin, okay?
You don't think that looks more like Fat Einstein?
No, I think that looks like Seth Rogen.
I think it could be, I think it's like a little Fred Flintstone into Seth Rogen.
I think it's the Swedish Chef and the Muppets.
Is that yours, or?
That was Andy
Off the cards. All right, good.
I think it kind of looks like the 40-year-old virgin era Jonah Hill, maybe. I mean, it's kind of chunky.
This is, but Jonah never had that kind of nose.
Maybe tobacco in the lower right,
or a broken jaw.
Yeah, something like that. But I think we're there. I think we're totally there.
I would say to get completely there, you'd have to go Seth Rogen mixed with like Kanye West car accident jaw. Like
the weird thing is
the wire, Kanye.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a vine of this because when she bends her knee, it's like, she got the Seth Rogen thing. But Seth Rogen wrote back to her that he likes the knee because it's a joint.
Wordplay.
It's wordplay, but I think he needs his own cigars and scotch.
Yeah.
This is up on the iBang. If you want to see it today, they also broke the big story that Dan Soder stole Moon Tower.
I paid a lot of money for them to write that article.
It's good, though. It's good that you're being known. You're doing Guy Code Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday's on MTV2.
Do you feel like you're in a Guy Code? Do you feel like you're all part of that?
I feel like I can contribute a lot. I contribute a lot to Guy Code, but I put myself more as like a seventh man off the bench. I come in and get some rebounds.
Smart.
I bang down low. I take some fouls off the star players, and then I'm out. I think that's how I consider myself.
It's like a Juwan Howard type guy.
Yeah, I compare myself more to like Arvydas Sabonis after his knees went, and so the Blazers would just put him in to steal a couple rebounds.
My favorite six men are only the guys who come in and hit trays. I think that's the best job. I'll be there Boom.
Yeah.
Did you like it? 2 seconds left. Ray.
This is why I think Ray.
Yeah.
This is why I think Ray Allen's going to play until he's 70.
Love Ray Allen.
He's just got that perfect release. He's just going to bang him out and then be like, all right, get back on the bench.
And total confidence. He's not excited when he hits, not upset when he doesn't.
Favorite NBA player of all time? Ray Allen.
Is he really?
I've followed him since UConn, and I've loved him. And I'm a Nuggets fan, but I loved him in Seattle. I loved him in Milwaukee. I loved it. And then when the Heat thing, that kind of hurt because I was like, don't go to the bad guys.
But look how. I mean, he basically won that for them last year.
Yeah,
he was sick last year.
Game 6, I think.
Yeah,
yeah, he nailed that game 6, that big shot. I mean, he's got the perfect form.
I always use him on Xbox too. I'm just like, give me him because I would have sit in the background and just bang fucking trays all day long. I don't like the OCD shit that he has though.
I have OCD, so I get it.
That's mental illness to me.
Is it?
Yeah,
that's weakness to you, isn't it?
I would lock people up. What are the OCDs that you have?
I mean, dude, I got some fucked up ones.
Yeah.
I used to not be able to leave a place. I had to leave through the same door I came in.
Yeah.
So, like, if there was a second door to this studio, I would have to go through the door that I came through. But I broke that one about a couple of years ago. Everything used to be, when I used to drink, this made my alcoholism go a lot faster.
Right, yeah.
But everything had to be evens. So I had to have 2 drinks.
Right.
So that's why I'd have a shot and a beer. And then I ended up having fucking like 14 drinks. And I'd be like, but it's even. And then I would go.
A lot of alcoholics are compulsive, though. A lot.
Yeah. And I think it really does. Like, there's like certain things I have to do before. I don't know. Yeah, I'm OCD, so that's why I like Ray Allen even more.
Are you one of those people that if somebody asks you to do something, you have to do it? Like
because I get assholes when I tell them I'm a comic, telling them to make them laugh, and that makes me want to rip their throats out. But no, so I don't do everything that people ask.
Can you just do one thing? Just a little bit of Randy, just to
the Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yeah, been a while since I've been on Ron and Fez. Yeah, but I'm back from the upper world. Yeah, the real top rope heaven. Yeah, dig it. Right.
There was I don't know. I hate to ask people to do shit. But like, 8 times I was thinking he could have put a Randy there. A nice place for Randy.
I just want to avoid getting to like a Yakov Schmidt-off. That's all I have to do.
I know. But see, that's the thing. I'm like a baby.
But see,
you just keep doing it over.
I have the most fun doing it for people unexpectedly.
Right.
A good buddy of mine, Michael Che. We were. He's hilarious. We were backstage at Moon Tower, and he had these obnoxious Nikes on. Where I was like, "Are you really fucking wearing Slim Jim Macho Man era shoes?" I'm like, "Yeah, Moon Tower Comedy and Oddity Festival. Yeah." Telling jokes with setups, huh? Yeah. And then he fucking making him laugh. I was like, all right, this is fun. Yeah. So that's what it is. It's always that. And I used to do the Andre a lot more, but my girlfriend really hates it. Where I'd be like, I want to touch your balls. She's like, please don't do that. It sounds like you're slowed down.
Yeah.
But the Macho Man, I'll always do that. For you, Ron, anytime.
I think I told you I saw Andre naked before, so my life is good. My life is good.
And I forget if I asked you, did he have a huge piece? It was a normal size, right?
Well, he was sitting down, and I didn't want to walk over. He was just playing cards.
Naked.
Who are these people coming by, Fez?
I think they're
Looks like
interns.
we got a big tour group out there.
I'll
see who they're from.
That should be open. See?
That's who I was with in the lobby. That's why I got lost.
Oh, is that right?
Because I'm a grown man who wears a backpack.
Uh-huh.
And I was with a group of college kids. And then the security guy in the front goes, "You're not with them, are you?" And I was like, no. And then I realized I looked like a single mom who's going back to college. I had that older person look where I'm like, I learned, I did drugs in my 20s, but now I'm here to learn. Hey! They saw me in the lobby. They don't even
Is that
know.
right?
Yeah.
What are they doing, Chris?
I don't know. I think
University of Michigan student.
Hail to the victors, right?
Yeah, you're a Notre Dame guy.
Yeah, people are going to hate that I just said that, but
I just want to say go Buckeyes just to piss people off.
Right.
Don't care about the Big
go
Ten.
Irish, right?
Yeah, go
Why
Irish.
are they all here from Michigan?
They're taking a tour because there's new intern classes are starting soon.
But they're all going to be Michigan interns here?
No, this is just them checking out the facilities.
They're on a class trip from New York to New York, and this is part of it.
But it's over. The fucking college is over.
What, college is over for them?
Yeah,
or
I mean,
just
this
in
time
general?
of year.
The semester's over.
Yeah, the semester's over.
These are the kids. This is why this is how you get CEOs. These are the kids that go
Right,
in and they
okay.
do shit. Like right now,
Yeah.
guys like me and you, if it was college, we'd just be getting drunk or getting fucked up. You know, like
If
when
I
we were
was
that age.
if I was in college, I'd bang that one right there.
Which one?
The one
There
with
was
the
a
little
blonde.
crazy hair.
Yeah, there was a blonde that
Yeah.
I was in the elevator with tonight.
They're here because they don't want to be in the same state as Detroit.
Okay,
Okay,
that's good.
all right.
That's good.
That's
You know,
a little
let's attack.
topical.
Yeah, let's attack them while they're down. You know?
Because that city needs to be made fun of.
Yeah.
You know, it's not. It's already bad enough that your future was predicted by RoboCop.
Accurately predicted.
Yeah, right.
It's a crack factory.
Actually, it didn't even turn out as good. I remember when they made that fucking Escape from the New York movie.
Yeah.
No one thought that wouldn't happen. Everyone thought, yep, that's where it's going.
And then they missed the biggest one because the Twin Towers. He lands on the Twin Towers.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, ugh.
Today they had the memorial.
I know.
They opened it up.
It was. Is it true? What's the Rudy Giuliani thing? That there was a. I think that was a joke. I think Mike Lawrence made a joke.
But what was the
I think he said there was like an animatronic Rudy Giuliani, but I'm such a dumb stoner that I just saw it in passing, and I was like, it's something they'd probably do.
Oh, then you're repeating it to people.
And then I'm
so
like-
fucked up down there.
Can you believe that? Just getting high with my neighbor, like
Right.
I can't believe they do something like that. And then I go on Twitter like cancel the memorial.
Right. I would always do those kind of awful lies when I was a kid, thinking it was funny, and later. But one time, I'll go walking up on a street corner, and there used to be a house that two older dudes like lived in, and there's like fucking 15 of us standing on a fucking street corner like kids. And someone said, "Where's this girl at?" And I go, "Oh, you didn't hear? Those two older dudes fucking raped her last night." Because I was a really funny, witty kid, right? You know, and I would come up with a premise like that. Oh, they raped her last night. And then I just let it lay there.
It's a good bit.
Yeah. Thinking, how dumb are they? So about a half an hour later, mothers start coming out and grabbing fucking kids. Like, come on, let's go. You're leaving. Somebody had went home, told their mom started calling each other, they start fucking coming. But even while this is happening, I'm not fucking catching on to a thing. Cop cars start to slide up to the house, checking on shit. And
oh my god! Can you imagine being one of those older dudes, just like having a beer in your backyard? You're like, "Hey man, we both got through divorces, but everything's gonna turn around now." It's whoop whoop.
If you're a fucking middle-aged guy, you can't live in a house where there's kids in the neighborhood. You have to move into an apartment or into a city. You look like a nut living in a home by yourself.
There was a guy in my neighborhood he got divorced and his family moved out, and it was just him, and it was the most fucking depressing thing.
Right.
Riding by your bike, and you're like, "Hey, Rich," and he's like, "They're not coming back, Rich.
Kill yourself. Kill yourself.
Shelly moved on.
Why even bother with those gutters?
It's true.
Who are you cleaning them for, Rich?
It's true.
You're not going to have Christmas here this year. You have to go to your brother's." And just riding by my bike saying realistic, horrific shit.
Who would actually mow their lawn unless a woman told them to?
You better start drinking gin, Rich.
Yeah.
It's your only way out of this dark emotional hole.
Bachelor pads in your 40s are just sad.
It's true.
That's a statement, not a joke.
I mean, I kind of like
That's a
that.
statement.
I like that Fez is coming with statements.
Blindly reading.
I like that. I like that Fez now has pointed opinions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think if I ever was an older guy, I'd be like, all right,
Look,
good apartment.
That's the memorial where it just looks so. There are things that try to act like it just happened, and then you're supposed to go down there with it. No one from New York will ever go to this. It'll just be for fucking tourists.
They have entire storefronts down there. I forgot what store. We have the American Eagle store from that day with all the
Oh, there's
dust
the
and
pictures
shit.
of everyone
Are you
that's dead.
fucking serious?
Yeah.
With
They
the
really
mannequins.
saved all that shit?
Yeah.
We are so morbid.
Right.
As a culture that we're like, yeah, can you show us that? Well, that's like the Pearl Harbor Museum.
Yeah.
Like everyone says, I've never been to Hawaii, but I've had friends that sit there and they say that Japanese people go and take pictures in front of it and shit. And you're
Fuckers.
like, balls. That's just
Fuckers.
balls.
That store looked like that on 910.
You know something?
What the fuck?
You know something, Fez?
Fuck.
I know you're just reading it, but I still blame you. It's fucking awful.
At the end, you are the one launching that. You're the one pressing that button to let those go. It just seems, I don't know, man. Like, we needed to do a memorial, but I don't know.
I don't know if an underground memorial, it's too fucking sad.
It's fucked up.
Yeah. It's like being in a tomb. Really, it's like saying, here, walk into a tomb.
Yeah. Here you go. These are where all these people died.
And then it's going to be a great place for truthers. And
fucking shit.
They said Bush actually went up there today, and he goes, the first time I even heard about 9/11 was 2 days before it happened. And that, he goes, I'll never forget.
I didn't even know we were planning it.
Never fucking forget. Scared you shit out of me.
I got the run through on the 8th. And I was like, I don't know, man. A Tuesday? We're going to do this on a Tuesday? How's the weather?
He said he couldn't sleep the night before. So fucking nervous.
How fucking funny would that be if Bush fucked up and admitted that it was an inside job? Because he's just casual. He's like, I don't know. No, we did it. What? Oh, no. Was I not supposed to? Oh, God. No. Ronnie's going to be pissed.
See, he would do that if he had my sense of humor at fucking 11 years old.
Oh, man. Can you imagine if he went the opposite way and just didn't give a fuck and just started saying ridiculous shit like that? He's like, yeah, I did that. Not only that, I went into Iraq for oil.
Even if he just, if he showed up today and he hadn't shaved and he's like, they made me. Believe me, there's nothing. They were going to kill my kids.
Mr. President, who? Oh, it was mostly the tobacco companies and the
Jews. It's always Jews.
This comes with the most stereotypical. Quite honestly, that was the Jews.
You know who it was.
You're all right about them.
Yeah, he just goes like this.
The animatronic Giuliani, he's in the conspiracy wing of the museum.
That's good stuff.
Okay.
That's good stuff.
I'm liking it.
Yeah.
These are very good monologue jokes.
Yeah, they are good monologue. Yeah, like you could give them to every late night host to do. We did a thing, and we got lazy, but we were doing a thing for a while where we were pulling everybody's jokes, and you had to guess which show they came from.
Oh, that's fun.
It's impossible after like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, where even if you saw the show, you don't remember the jokes. Like, think Leno had that show for 19 years. And if you said, name me a Leno joke, it would have been something that he did before he did that show. You know what I mean? Because he was, no one's going to believe me, but he was a very funny guy. But after that show, every joke was so interchangeable.
Well, yeah, because he had to go. Leno, even though Leno was a great comic, eventually what he did, which stopped him from being an all-time legend, was he went the corporate route and was like, all right, I'm going to do the safest jokes that get the most. He wanted to hit the most people.
Right.
That's not what comedy is. Comedy, you got to be the funniest, and sometimes you don't hit all the people.
Yeah.
So that's why all of his jokes were like,
And you see this? Can you believe this is happening? My soul's dead, but, you know, a lot of people like this. Well, look, someone made a misprint in the newspaper, huh? And all my fans still read the newspaper.
It's like, yeah, no one gives a shit, Jay. No one gives a flying fuck. And Conan makes his monologue jokes funny because Conan's silly. So Conan's silly while he's doing the jokes. But I mean, I have friends that write for late night shows, and it's fucking hard. You got to have you got to basically create 40 jokes a day. I write once a week. I would much rather watch TV and not, you know what I mean?
And most of the time you're confused whether Mike Lawrence was kidding or not. Before you even start your joke.
I'm basing jokes on facts that aren't even facts. I'm just writing things. I'm just diarrheaing out my mouth. But maybe I should do that. Maybe I should go the Jay Leno route.
Dan Soder at the Stand tonight, 8 and 10. On Saturday.
Yeah, tonight and Saturday.
Tonight and Saturday.
But let's come to the Saturday shows.
Because I had tonight a race.
Yeah, no, that was my bad. I told
8 and 10 Saturday.
Yeah.
Food's good there. No one ever says. No one ever.
Phenomenal.
No one ever brings it up. Food's good there.
The tuna.
Yeah, tuna's so good.
They do a cheeseburger dumplings.
Is tonight the Lights Out show?
No, that's tonight. Wait, is tonight Wednesday?
Yeah, it's above Stand Up New York.
Yeah, Stand Up Labs.
Yeah, Labs.
The Luis Gomez?
Yeah.
The Lights Out show?
Yeah.
We're taking comedy to a new level. Yeah, fucking good for Lou. Really doing show in the dark.
In the dark and blindfolded.
You're basically going against all the basic principles of comedy. But God, no, it fucking the lineup's fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'd go see it.
Well, everybody wants to be first. All right, who's on the lineup here?
All right, Mike Lawrence.
Joe List, have you had Joe List on the show
I
yet?
have not.
Holy shit funny. Like Joe List is he's one of my best friends, but also one of the funniest comics I think out there right now.
Wow.
So quick. Yamanika Saunders. Who else is on there? Dave Smith, another fucking really funny dude, and Big J Ogerson, one of the best.
Well, Lewis said Big J canceled.
Oh, did he?
And then Mike Vecchione, I believe, is going to show up.
My roommate and a hilarious comic.
Last time Vecchione was in here, I was laughing so hard.
He's so funny.
He is so different from everyone else. He comes at it from a whole different angle.
I've lived with him for 3 years, and and I say it every time. He's got vigilante energy. he's got I'm going to clean up the streets with violence energy. It really is the way he sulks around the house. Like I'm watching like old wrestling events, smoking weed in the living room, and he's just doing knuckle push-ups in his bedroom under a Jesus picture. It's just like he lives his life like he's Cobra, like he's Sly Stallone and Cobra.
It's always the origin story of Batman with him. He's just always going through that.
I remember where I was. Who is he? That's where he is. But honestly, I mean, an insanely funny comedian, Mike Vecchione.
Oh, unbelievable.
I mean, that lineup's great. Joe List, Dave Smith, Mike Vecchione, Yamanika, Mike Lawrence, Lewis hosted. But it's just, it's in the dark.
It's going to be in the dark. You're going to be very dark there.
Lewis said he thought of the premise during Hurricane Sandy. He originally planned to flood the club.
Nah, it's upstairs, so that would have been harder.
Come on, Fez. Not basement comedy.
It's dark above
This fucking thing fell apart really fast.
Know your architecture.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I like it.
I loved it for a while. Now I totally hate it.
Really?
Yes, no.
You flipped?
Yeah. But I like to flip about most things.
Okay, yeah. That's fun to play it from both angles.
There's Tim.
Hey. Hi.
Yeah, he's liking things.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, good.
I think I'm in trouble.
No, that's the suits. The suits kind of come by and they're like, good.
They give you the little feed? Like,
Yeah.
Here you go.
Here, monkey. Here.
I bet they went on a tour in May after college was done.
You talk about being fucking soulless. I mean, those two guys would kill each other over a fucking lunch.
Or is what's I think the businessmen you have to ride the elevators with here. You could just smell.
You know who those cocksuckers are? NBC. NBC.
No, I thought they were over there.
No, they're over here too.
7 floors.
There's a
seven
banker.
floors.
There's a banking.
Oh yeah, that's the
Morgan Stanley.
Morgan Stanley.
Those guys. I've been in here when I think I was going to do O&A. I might have been coming here. One of these guys' conversation. I almost got into a fight. Last time I did O&A, I'm checking my email as I'm in the elevator, and I don't realize I'm dumb. I don't realize we're at the ground floor. Elevator door starts closing. I go, oh shit, like this. And this guy goes, you dumb motherfucker. He said that. He goes, you dumb
That'd be
motherfucker.
it.
So I hold the door and I go, what the fuck did you just say to me?
Good.
And you could tell he thought the doors were going to close. And he'd be like, ah.
Right.
I go, what the fuck did you just say to me? And the guy goes, I mean, you're on your phone. You should really look up. I go, what the fuck did you just say to me? And he's like, you should just really look. And I go, do you want to go outside, Rand? We're two adults. We can go punch on each other outside. He's like, just fucking, keep your... And I was like, and then the door closed, and I was like, fuck you, man.
I will beat your ass for 31 floors.
Just, bing, I'm going to hit everyone on the way up. Every time is a punch. And you know what it is? I waited on guys like that for so many years, because I waited tables in Midtown, that you just see that fucking arrogance of, I'm a businessman. I work in finance. Fuck you.
Right.
They're the new drug dealers.
They are. They're the people who fuck this nation senseless, and then we go. We're sitting there every day going, good, the stocks are up.
What's up? Are the fake numbers up or are the fake numbers down?
Yay! Good. It's like every fucking day in America is like the last fucking page of 1984, where you're just like, I'm so proud to be here. Suckers. You had a rat up to our face, you fucking pricks.
Oh, God. You know what the best was? I remember 2008, I was a waiter when the big drop happened.
Yeah.
Bear Stearns was like 2 blocks away from the restaurant I worked at, and all of a sudden there was just this fucking wave of finance guys getting hammered at like 2:30 in the afternoon. And I'm like, I'm a waiter, so I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna make fucking good money today. And then someone comes in like, did you hear the stock market dropped? And I'm like, one guy was throwing up in the bathroom at like 3:15 because he fucking just like threw back like 8 margaritas. And I was like, all right, good.
Margaritas.
You're in there, you're just cutting up fucking credit cards. Sorry, sir. This is already
Rejected.
Sir, I just got a call from the Federal Reserve. Clip.
You get in the elevator with the Morgan Stanley guys, they smell like other people's crushed dreams.
Oh, that is
good. That's
another
good.
statement I love.
Yeah.
I'm back on.
I think what we need to do is we need to shift Fez into making hilarious statements.
Yeah.
The joke's out. I like funny statements.
Also, I think you ought to curse a little more.
Funny statements and cursing.
Yeah, thank you.
I like he said it like a cook.
Yeah.
Guys, we're out of broccoli. 86 broccoli. All right, yeah, we'll be back.
Move the fish. It's the last day. Move it.
You guys better push this special. All right, we're back. Yeah, those. So I don't know. Do you ever get in the elevator with these guys?
Yeah, I hate all these fuckers. But I'll sometimes, like a lot of times, they'll go like this. Excuse me, could you put out your cigar? And I'm like, no, I'm trying to fucking smoke before I hit the street. I'm trying to get it up.
Get off his back, lady.
But it was funny being on anything with Hicks because he talks as if everyone in the world talks like this. So I'll be on the elevator, it'll be packed, and he'll go to me, oh, what did the fucking cunt say about I just see these people cringe because I know they're never with anyone as sloppy or as Queens raised as him.
Well, we knew someone who worked in NBC. They said they'd talk shit about me. They said it's the guy who smells like cigarettes. He's constantly going on the radio fucking with us.
Yeah, because we hate them because they stop. They do local. They'll like go from 23 to 25, and before those fuckers came in, we used to go just straight up.
Fucking express.
But he just stinks like cigarettes and curses.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that they don't like you because you smell like cigarettes.
They don't. They fucking talk about me. They can fuck themselves.
Yeah, there's that burrow anger.
Yeah.
Get that burrow anger out of you.
And then it's back on the fucking bridge, and home you go.
No wrong, Queens.
Chris was trying to make conversation with them. He said, did you hear what my asshole cunt financial planner said?
That's great. That's it. That's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
They, that's got to be. Yeah, they. I forget who was telling me the story, but I guess they always light up when celebrities are in the elevator.
Sure.
Yeah.
Some dude fucking played Blurred Lines for Robin Thicke in the elevator. Tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Hey, this is your song."
Was he like, oh my God?
What are you supposed to fucking say to that?
He was like, "That's
And
great."
he started playing Blurred Lines still?
From his fucking phone.
But I bet you know what
it
he
is
was?
in Blurred Lines' face.
That's such a I'm a boss of a company and everyone has to say yes to what I say that they don't understand that they're socially retarded.
That people will laugh normally at stuff like, this is great. We're doing Pirate Day.
Hey, it's almost Christmas. We're having an ugly sweater party. Fuck you. And that fucking office mentality.
Can you imagine, like, if you found out comedy was just destroyed tomorrow and you had to go back and work like human beings do? Wouldn't it be awful?
Absolutely not. I would join a militia. Become a mercenary. I would fucking go. I wouldn't go back to that fucking world. I can't go back being the civilian. Go back just wearing, like, going into an office being like, hey, Greg, all right, no, I'm going to be right there. Where are we going for lunch? Don't say Olive Garden again. I'm going to punch you in the head if you say Olive Garden. Oh, this is fun. Guys, I just got a new Tearaway Far Side calendar. Turns out I'm into choking my wife during sex. Turns out I like to have my nipples burnt before I come. That's what I just imagine those people that just have that kind of fucking...
Sooner or later, they'll just hit that fucking point.
You guys ever fantasize about killing children? All right, I'll get back to the report.
You're in the fucking bathroom, you smell something, and the guy's just putting a cigarette out in his dick.
Just a little.
Just maybe there's a feeling like I'm alive.
And then you get so used to it, you just go, "Hey, can I bum a Winston?" And then you slide it under the fucking.
What are you doing? You're acting like it's Friday. It's just Tuesday.
We don't burn our dicks till Thursday. That's a pre-Friday celebration.
Someone didn't get their run in before work. That's all, they're always talking about, either just like getting a run in, and then that was like the joke, just running before work.
They run before work to push the anxiety away.
It's almost, when you think about it, this generation sort of does deserve the apocalypse.
Right.
Because of all, like, with like Twitter and all this shit and all the bankers, it's like, yeah, let's strip it back down to zero. And
well, that's what Fight Club was basically about. Just like forcing people
reset
to go back to being men again.
Yeah, but I almost feel like, you know what's so funny is we always, like, we live in New York and we always shit on people in the middle of the country. Like, look at these dumb Midwestern yokels. They're going to be the ones that run shit if the apocalypse happens. They know how to farm, how to build an engine.
Country Boy Will Survive. That was that fucking song. Yeah, there it is. Perfect timing. We came up with the song I was talking about. Lou Reed, Satellite of Love. Dan Soder, you're fucking hysterical, dude.
You're the best. Yeah, thanks so much for having me, guys.
Pull that when he says that, and we'll use it as a promo.
Okay.
Let's see what fucking Dan Soder says about Ron Bennington. You're the best. Boom. Get it, fuckers?
Done.
That's coming from
Like
a
that
funny
shit?
man.
Like that shit, you assholes?
Yeah.
Huh?
Fucking satisfied?
Guess who's saying it?
Now fucking
It's
write
Soder.
something bad to me. Guy Code Wednesdays 11. Go to mtv.com. But The Stand tonight and Saturday 8 and 10 with the lights on. Doing it with the lights on.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see facial movement, or I don't know, maybe stage presence, I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
Come to The Stand. Well, you know, you can also go.
All right. Anything we need to plug, Chris? Are we done?
We're good to go.
That's the end of my show. Donks.